Hey dude, has anyone else felt like it's pretty much impossible nowadays to play multiplayer games and not run into cheaters? Like, at least in my experience, there hasn't been a single day where I play games like Warzone, Counter-Strike, or Destiny without running into cheaters. Like, for some reason, these pathetic, miserable losers are more common than ever nowadays.
I mean, it's an epidemic because 20 years ago when Counter-Strike was first out, cheating was a bit of an issue, but it never reached the levels that it is right now. Because back when I was working on Counter-Strike, I would play a game, I would probably encounter a cheater probably maybe 5% of the time, maybe 10%. But these days, when I'm jumping on a multiplayer game, it's like maybe 40 or 50% of the time I'm running into some kind of like dubious like shit going on.
And it also seems like pretty much every single multiplayer game out there, especially FPS games, are now being ruined by cheaters. Even the older ones that mostly just consist of populations of people who just play the game because they still love the game. Like, genuinely, how bored do you have to be to cheat in games like Battlefront 2 or Halo 3 in 2025? I just don't get it. What even is the end goal for a cheater? Like, cheating doesn't make you any better at the game, and it doesn't really lead to any pride or fulfillment from actually winning and improving. And at least to me, that fun and enjoyment of getting better at the game and winning is one of the only reasons why you would even play most of these multiplayer games. And it also just says so much about you as a person. Like, it genuinely just makes no sense to me. You'll never get any praise for your achievements, and even if you do, they'll immediately get invalidated the moment people realize that you're cheating, which really just makes me wonder, why do so many people cheat nowadays? It really feels like we're in a cheater epidemic, especially after the lockdown, which led to a lot of people getting into video games. And ever since then, it just feels like the number of cheaters has gone through the roof. Like, cheating has become so popular that the industry around cheating and selling cheats and methods of cheating has become a multi-million-dollar industry. And that's because a lot of people spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on cheating, depending on how much of a giga loser they are and what lengths they're willing to go to in order to cheat. Like, there's levels to this shit. It ranges all the way from zimming, which is basically just having the aim assist from a controller on mouse and keyboard, all the way up to a DMA dual PC setup with the best cheats money can buy. And most of these cheats are a monthly subscription that most of the time end up costing more than the game itself, which just blows my mind. Like, I knew it was bad, but I had no idea that there were this many insecure, pathetic losers out there who are willing to spend this much money and go to such lengths just to cheat in a video game. Which really got me thinking, what exactly makes these people spend so much money and go to such lengths just to cheat in a hobby that's supposed to be fun, such as video games? Like, is it the defeatist loser mentality that they'll never get better at the game? Is it the fact that they want to win money in online tournaments and they just don't want to get good enough to actually win them? Or is it out of anger because they kept playing against cheaters, so now they've turned into the Joker of video games and everyone has to feel the pain that they've felt? Or is it just miserable assholes who enjoy ruining other people's fun and get a kick out of that? Well, from what I've seen and heard, it's pretty much a combination of all of those things. But either way, none of those things really excuse such pathetic loser behavior. But what's even more surprising to me is how many well-known people, such as content creators, streamers, and even professional players, cheat or have cheated in the past. Like, there's a surprising amount of people with massive careers who have thrown away so much and have forever damaged their reputation just because they were insecure enough to cheat in a video game. Like, obviously we have the classics that have become memes at this point, like Clara or Forsaken or even Jarvis, but we also have more recent situations like what Dr. Loophole did.
You lying, he ain't do that. He did that? He really did that.
Which is so crazy to me because this guy had such a good reputation in the content creator world. He was almost viewed as a saint because he was just generally a good guy for doing a bunch of charity stuff and generally just staying out of drama. Like, you're 40 years old, rich and famous, and you've built up this amazing repertoire over the years of being this good guy and doing a bunch of charity shit, and then you cheat in a chess tournament. And then lie about it and act like you didn't cheat, and then when people call you out on your bullshit, then you finally give in and accept it. Like, how do you throw so much away just because you were insecure about being dog shit at chess? And you also lied about it and cheated in a charity tournament. Like, come on, dude, what the fuck? And the sadder part is there's countless other large creators and streamers that also cheat and just haven't gotten caught yet, which is honestly just kind of funny to me. Like, I can't even imagine the adrenaline that some of these people go through every time they stream or make YouTube videos and they have to worry worry about being caught. Like, I know the content creator world is filled with sociopaths, and a lot of these people definitely don't even care about getting caught, but I definitely know that there's at least some of them who are getting eaten alive by the stress that comes from worrying about getting caught and the fact that it's probably going to ruin their entire career. Another thing that just really makes me sad about the whole cheating problem and the fact that it's so rampant now is that online tournaments and stuff like leaderboards and very high rank in video games has just basically become meaningless, because a large majority of people involved in these things now are just cheaters, and now it's just about who has the better cheats and who's better at not getting caught, which also just ruins the whole ecosystem around so many of these games and basically just makes it feel pointless to even try to get that good or climb that far, which kind of sucks because it used to be pretty cool to see people who would climb and get really good at the games and end up becoming someone or gaining that notoriety and even build a career out of being known for being really good at the game. And obviously that's still possible nowadays if you stream, and also stream with another camera pointing at your monitor and pointing at your feet and making sure that you don't have a butt plug, all to make sure that you're not cheating. But that just kind of takes so much of the fun out of it. And it also feels like nowadays, if you're above average or kind of good at a game, you're just going to get called a cheater half the time, and it kind of invalidates being good at a game in a lot of ways. Like, I swear, almost every day on my timeline, I see people debating on whether someone's cheating or someone getting called out for cheating or someone breaking down a clip frame by frame to make sure that this person's not cheating or trying to expose them for cheating. And that's just led to a lot of people, including myself, just kind of becoming tired of all of it. Because at this point, it just kind of feels like I can't even tell who's cheating and who isn't. Because there's also so many cases nowadays of top players also becoming cheaters, but because they're top players and they're known for being good at the game, it's even harder to tell if they're cheating. Because when someone's dog shit at a video game and generally their aim and game sense is just awful, you can pretty easily tell that they're cheating. But when a really good player starts cheating, it's really hard to tell nowadays, especially with how much stuff there is to help people hide the fact that they're cheating, which to me is just sad, because the culture around high skill and being good at games used to mean something. It used to be cool in some ways, and now it just doesn't feel the same. And cheating has just gotten so bad and so rampant in recent times that it's honestly started to kill games. Like, a pretty recent example of this is The Finals, which is a game that I actually really liked, but because the game ended up developing such a bad cheating problem, a lot of people just ended up abandoning the game and never coming back. And the thing is, even if they end up fixing the cheater problem in the future, which is highly unlikely, people still won't come back because the damage has already been done. Like, cheating has gotten so bad that companies are losing tens of billions of dollars because of the cheating problem. Like, I'm pretty sure I read something recently about the fact that a bunch of game companies have basically lost like 20 to 30 billion dollars in total just because of cheaters, which is just insane. And as if all of that wasn't bad enough, it's getting worse with the help of AI. And companies have tried to do a lot to try to shut down these cheat providers, such as sending cease and desists and suing them, and even hiring private investigators to find the people who make these cheats in order to sue them. Like, there are serious ramifications to being in the business of selling cheats. And if it's not from the game companies, it's literally from other cheat providers, with rival cheat providers snitching on each other and doxing each other to try to destroy the competition. Like, I know this cheating shit was serious, but I had no idea the industry around this stuff was so cutthroat. But despite all of that, because the business of selling cheats is just so damn lucrative and there's such a high demand, no matter what happens and no matter if people are getting doxxed or sued or cease and desisted or whatever, what ends up happening is the moment one of them gets taken down, two more cheat providers take its place, which kind of just makes this whole thing feel unwinnable, almost like the war on drugs. Because as long as there's money to be made and there's a demand, there's going to be people who are willing to supply. Like, at this point, I feel like the only way to actually fix this problem would be to use some Chinese spyware social credit system in where people have to use their actual real world identity and ID in order to play multiplayer games. Because otherwise, I don't ever see the cheating problem ever going away. Because every time that game companies find a solution, cheaters are already 5 steps ahead. Like, even Valorant's spyware kernel level anti-cheat can't stop cheaters nowadays, which honestly just baffles me because they literally have the best anti-cheat on the market. But despite that, Valorant still remains the game that I've run into the least cheaters on. So clearly they are doing something right, despite there still being some cheats that can bypass their system.
The fuck? What? Really, dude?
But honestly, this has all just gotten to a point where I'd be okay with pretty much every game having spyware level kernel anti-cheats because I'm just tired of this shit, man. Anyways, that's all I wanted to rant about today. I only made this video because I was playing some older games and I ran into cheaters like 3 times in a row. So I guess I'll just go back to playing single player games for now. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this incoherent rant, and if you somehow enjoyed this, subscribe. Aside from that, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.